I have a package here, and yes, it is Sunday, and yes, I got this package on Sunday. Lucky me. This is from Gavkoo, and I'm very excited about it. Most of you guys know what this is, and I'm going to open it. I'll do a separate video with my real good camera. I'm just using webcam because I can't wait. I'll be honest. Can't wait. Today, I've been playing around with this thing. So I will open it with this thing. So anyway, here, the Gavkoo knife unbagging, if you will. Wow. The weird thing cuts well, doesn't it? All right. Let's put that out of the way. Bag within a bag. All right, the weird thing comes back. Can't quite flick this one. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Ah, nice and sharp. All right, a bag with a box, kind of. Ooh-wee. Ooh, I see it peeking. Oh, can you see that peeking out the side there? Ooh-wee. All right. Very careful. Pop, pop, pop. Ooh, okay. Here we go. By the way, this is a Columbia River knife and tool, as you can see. Interesting little knife. And it kind of interlocks on this piece, which has some bits and stuff. I'll do a video on this, obviously. All right, it's enough with that. Here we go. The unveiling of the empty box. Wow. I didn't know how this texturing would be. I mean, obviously it's not even out of the sheath yet, but just holding it in the sheath, it fits me very nicely. It's extremely comfortable. But anyway, here it is, the amazing Gavkoo custom. All right, here it comes. Wow. Wow, that's all I can really say about that is wow. First off, I love it. I really do love it. Jesus, I don't even know what to say. Try to get a better look at this without my fat hand in the way. Alright, so if you don't know, Gavkoo is having a contest, and I entered into the contest, and although I didn't win the contest, he said that he would still make me one. So this is my design, my knife design. It's something I came up with a while ago, and I've always wanted. It was Texas toothpick inspired with this handle here. And I just love the idea of having an exposed tang like that. And this would be, by the way, this knife's roll, if you really need to have a roll for your knife, it would be self-defense. Okay, now first of all, you can see we have a very stout blade. It's not extremely long, but it is robust. And I can almost guarantee without even trying it yet that it is nice and sharp. But let's check this out, see if I can do this and read this through the camera. Look like 3.5 inches on our blade. All right, overall, we're just over 8, maybe 8 1/4. But very robust blade. You can see it has a false wedge. It's not sharpened, which I decided not to at the very end. Because mainly, and as a lot of people have said, there's still a chance of your thumb slipping off a little bit. And now, naturally, my thumb rests right where it should on the kind of flat thumb rest. But you can see if I push forward a little bit, it does expose just a little bit. So if it were to be sharpened, there's a possibility that I would cut myself. But it's still tapered down and ground down thin enough where it will really help with penetration if I need to stab with this knife. It is a modified, I guess you'd call it a leaf shape. You know, a modified spear point is the best description of this, I think. It's not really a drop point. Yeah, I would suppose a modified spear point is the best description of this, but I just love the blade to handle ratio. I mean, it's kind of kitchen knife reminiscent. It almost reminds me of a small chef knife, but not at the same time. I know that makes no sense at all. At first glance, it kind of looks like a kitchen knife in that it does have a skinnier, longer handle as opposed to a blade, but feels great in the hands. I mean, he really hit the fingers perfectly. He does, if I show you the side view, it's a very kind of 3D type texturing here. It's very deep. All right, so if your fingers happen to land on one of these high points, it could be uncomfortable. But he asked me, you know, what my hand style was, which is chunky. You know, my fingers aren't very long, but they're thick. So he kind of looked at his hand and compared and said, all right, well, I'll do this, this, and this. And it fits like a glove. It fits really good. It's very comfortable. I do like the fact that the bottom tang is exposed, and I can guarantee I can easily break glass with that if I needed to, or, you know, perhaps put a dent in someone's head if I don't necessarily want to stab them to death. And I am defending myself. This is nothing illegal I'm talking about. But yeah, this is amazing. It feels really good in the hand. I don't have a piece of paper here. I was going to test the sharpness, but I was just thinking, I know it's going to be sharp enough to cut paper. I can find something else to cut, but it's really lightsaber sharp, just like Kylie's knife. I mean, both these guys know what they're doing with their knives, and obviously it's a convex grind, if you can't already tell, and it's like a 3/4 convex towards the tip here. Actually, I'd say it's probably, because of the swedge, the grind starts probably, obviously it comes up in the front here, but it's about 50%, 50% grind down, convex, very, very sharp. I couldn't be happier with it. I know, oh, there goes the sheath. I know I'd be able to shave with this if I needed to. By the way, let's put this back in the sheath for a second. Nice lockup on that. I really like that. And then it's kind of mushed out just a little bit here for your thumb, because generally we do push on the sheath while we're extracting our knife. But it's a nice, perfect lockup, very solid. You cannot mistake in that. It's not going to shake out. It's still easy enough to pull out, though. And I think that this wicked handle design, the fact that it is so deep, the ridges and such, and the cutouts, that it does allow for a very nice lockup towards the tang here. There's just so much contour and groove. It's really easy to shape that. I love how there's tons of grommets on here, and you know, holes for different mounting options, because I will eventually mount this, probably a tech lock or something. There's even a little loop on the top there if I want to add, I don't know, maybe fire steel. It's not really a survival knife, so I don't think that's something I'll do. But you can also, he has, I believe he originally put it there, not for that purpose, but for the fact that I can put, you know, cord through it if I wanted to wear it as a neck knife, which is too big for that, but at least it's an option. It's also too short to use it for like a leg strap, you know. But I'll figure out something. Maybe it's another way I can help secure it to my body for carry. But first of all, the colors are amazing. Originally, he really was leaning towards the jade, which is kind of a see-through green color, and then I wanted white. I definitely wanted white in this knife. I love white on knives because it's just not seen very often. Most of our knives are black, and then occasionally people will use some kind of color, you know, just to change it up. Spyderco has a lot of the colored knives. You see yellow on the salt line. Benchmade uses yellow sometimes. Limited editions, usually you'll have bold colors like green and purple and orange, but you rarely see white. In fact, when Spyderco came out with the white Endura, I had to have one. Now, originally, I bought 3 of them, and since then, they're all sold. One was traded, 2 were sold. But I love white on a knife. It's just so classy. And then when we're thinking of other colors, then I thought, well, maybe green, because he was asking me about the sheath color. And I said, you know, OD green would look great with white, you know. And then I'm like, you know what? What do you think about white and red? Particularly because it's Christmas coming up. It's kind of candy cane-ish. Although it doesn't have to be. It's not like overly Christmassy. It's not red and green. Red and white could work any time of the year. It just so happens, I'll always remember I got it, you know, towards Christmas time. And I like how he even put the little kind of, I would call it a maker's mark, little gav on the sheath there. I like it quite a bit. And if someone sees this knife who's not necessarily into knives, they will say, well, what's that? What's that mean? Who made the knife, you know? It's pretty cool. And he even made the scales removable in case for some reason, I don't know, I want a different set in the future. or if I want to try my hand at making handles or something. I think it's awesome. He really went the extra mile with this one. Blade is 154 cm, which he did engrave in the blade, as well as Gav on the back, which you can kind of make out in the glare here. But it is super comfortable. I feel like I could penetrate into something like this, and because of these deep finger choils in the front here, I don't feel like my hand's going to move forward at all. This knife will definitely be used, and it will be resharpened and used and resharpened and used. It's going to be one of my big users. Kylie's knife that he got me, which was extremely nice of him, knives and stuff, that is my kitchen blade from now on. And this, my friends, is going to be my major user fixed blade. Although it is for self-defense, I am going to use it for a lot of different tasks. Okay, it's not purposeful. What? What do you mean, cutlerylover? You just said it's that sounds stupid, calling myself cutlerylover. Even though that's what I go by, it was strange. I don't know why that came out like that. That was weird. Jeff, what do you mean, Jeff? Why would you use this knife if you said it's for self-defense? Well, yes, I designed it to be a self-defense knife. However, you still have a very capable, comfortable knife to use for utility work, okay? Because of the blade profile, I'm not going to be using it super heavy for a lot of things, but I will be using this to open boxes and, cut plastic and stuff like that. So I do plan to carry it. I do plan to use it, and I think it's an amazing knife. It turned out great. Thank you so much. I'm blown away by it. I am really blown away by it. It's very cool. The colors are very rich. I don't know why it looks like toffee to me. I just want to take a big old bite out of it. Of course I'm not going to. That'd be retarded. So anyway, Gavkoo, you really outdid yourself. I mean, really, it came out great. I don't even know what to say. It's an amazing knife. I'm not sure if he's taking orders, for custom knives or anything, but if you're interested, I don't see why you can't send him a message and maybe see what his pricing's about and see, how busy he is with his knife making. I know the guy's constantly doing stuff with knives, but, sometimes we all need a break. But I'll do another video on this in the future. Of course, I'll have my review on it eventually, because I will review it after I use it. But I'll have another video just showing some closer shots with the better camera, because the webcam doesn't do it justice. But from what you can see, you get the gist of it. It is an awesome knife. I love the design. Feels really good in the reverse grip. Man, that looks like a nasty knife. I love that. I absolutely love that. I love the little tang sticking up there. That just looks brutal. You would not want to face someone with that. I know if someone was threatening my life and I had to pull this, this would definitely make people think twice. Let's say the gun. Then they would just pull the trigger. So, another reason to try to walk away no matter what. And that is my advice to you, completely randomly. It has nothing to do with this video, but if you feel like there's some danger, get out of there. You don't need to prove that you're good with your knives. You don't need to prove that you're fast with your gun. Get out of a situation as much as possible. You only use your knife to defend yourself or your gun to defend yourself if you literally have no other options. Too many people out there walk around and they stand tall and they're a big tough guy because they have a gun on their side or they have a big knife. No, you're no different than anyone else. You're an idiot most of the time. Okay, if you walk around toting a gun and thinking you're, Mr. Badass, you are sadly mistaken. Okay, because you're the kind of person that's going to pull a gun when it's not necessary and probably end up in jail because you're a moron. But I would say the majority of you guys watching the videos are very cool people. So that was directed towards the minority. Those probably the people, probably the trolls. The trolls are the guys walking around with the guns who think they're tough crap. Anyway, nothing to do with this knife. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I will say kudos to going with the other red. I think it was EMS red as opposed to the blood red because it matches perfectly with the G10 on the handle. But very cool, very sexy, very comfortable, very sharp. What else can you possibly want in a knife, right? Let's get another cut in here. Oh, like a hot knife through butter. What else do I have around here? Unless there's something else to cut. I don't know. Let's see if I can make a feather stick out of paper. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's really, really sharp. I made a paper feather stick. It's kind of fun. Ooh, I have an idea. I know what I'm gonna do. Wasting all my printer paper is what I'm doing. I'm gonna roll up a little cone. I've never done this. This is totally improv too. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. Let's see. Roll up a little paper cone. Kind of slice the side of it here. Cuts fine. Look at that. Made a little design. Actually, I'm going to do Gavkoo's little test where he kind of holds the knife and moves the paper along it, which I think is kind of cool. And I've never done this before. So maybe my technique is not good. Wow. Alright guys, so obviously it's extremely sharp, not only in its performance, but in its looks, if I don't mind tooting my own horn. Toot toot. It came out good. I love it. Obviously I love it because it's my knife. It's like drawing something and then having it jump off the paper and you can touch it. It's a very cool feeling. If you guys want your own custom, knife designs made into real life, contact him. See if he can do it for you. I'm not going to pretend to know his schedule. I don't know if there's a long wait for custom knives, or what he's going to charge you for it, but it can't hurt to contact him and see. I will put a link to his page here on YouTube. If you're into knife videos, certainly check him out. I would subscribe to him because he makes a lot of knife videos, very frequently posts stuff, so that's pretty cool. It's an active channel, in other words. There's a lot of great channels on here on YouTube, but they just don't make videos as fast as I would like them personally. But Gavkoo puts out videos all the time and does a lot of really cool custom knife stuff. So definitely check him out. And if, like I said, if you're interested in him making you something, send him a message. Get some information. To give you a reference, I don't know what he's charging for his knives at all. But I can tell you that I would easily pay $250 for this knife. Without a doubt. Maybe even $300. Just for the fit and the finish. The good materials, 154 cm, properly heat treated in G10. That's about what you're going to pay, in the custom knife market. Like I said, I don't know what he's charging, but that's my reference. If he's charging less than that, you're getting a deal. If he's charging more than that, it might be a little bit of a push. But it's going to be personal opinion. And any product, not just knives, is really worth whatever you're willing to pay for it. But I think he put a lot of time and effort into this, and it came out a beautiful result. The end product is amazing. So I think that's just really cool. I'm totally blown away by it. So thank you very much, Gavkoo. I appreciate it. And I'll never forget it. I'll have this knife for a long, long time. This knife and Kylie's knives and stuff, who made me the kitchen knife, these two blades are going to be with me for the rest of my life. I can promise you that. So that is all. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I can guarantee that I'm going to enjoy the rest of mine.